Hello, I'm Chris, and this is Darlo to the Prem. It's episode 27, and today we have a game up against Mansfield. It's early in our League One campaign. Let's crack right on and see where we've got up to. Right, so here we are. I mentioned in the last video where we're doing the transfers, we had some players in on trial. One of them was Toby Adamayo. He was in, he looked pretty decent. We're very short up front, so offered him the contract. He signed and did play in the not Carling Cup, sorry, it's the Carabao Cup. Shut my head. Could have said Rumbelows, could have said the Milk Cup. That really is showing my egg. So, yeah, Toby Adamayo, he's come in, signed, looks pretty decent. Coach is saying decent League One, so we've got a decent League One player. We also signed Evan Watts as a backup goalkeeper, who isn't far away from being the number one, really. Him and Schofield, it is a sort of a thin bit of paper between the two of them. So I should imagine most of the season will be spent rotating between the two. Signed him because he's 22. He's got a lot of potential, and it could be that he becomes a lot better. He says a leading League One player could actually get him into the Championship as well. So yeah, he came in decent wage. So that's the two signings. If we have a look at our finance, our wages at 43,098. But it is saying committed spending is at 44. Why is that? Well, our director of football has offered a loan of AJ Matthews until the end of the season. He's, a decent player. He's on 1,800. So there's all that in there. When it came up, it said, 0 and 0. So you're thinking, okay, I'll take that. A free transfer, and now this is saying it's going to cost us 4.9, well, almost 5k a week. But you go in and nothing's been offered, so I've no idea what's going on. I'm just going to cancel it. Hopefully that will clear out the finances, and it does. So it does show you our actual spending. So we've got about 800 quid, 700 quid maybe, available in budget. We have got 27 grand in transfer budget, which we can probably move over into the wages if we need to. The squad itself then, if we have a look at the squad planner, we're a little light at left back and strong in goal, really. We've got the two decent goalies. Everywhere else, we are looking a little bit light and utilising last year's players, really. As you can see, Pinheiro, he's the Portuguese that we signed on the free transfer. He's come in not as good as the scouts were thinking. Longwick's still around. Charlie MacArthur has a lot of potential, so he's in and around the team. Muniz and Hammelberg and Giacomi are all in on loan. Isaac Mbaya is around from last year. Ben Lloyd's a new signing. Adrian Akande. Now, this is a story. The first league game we played at home against Blackpool, and if we have a look at the schedule, we can see we won 5-1. It's not a true reflection of a 5-1, but Akande didn't do too badly, did he? He scored a penalty after 25, then 27, another penalty after 42, and scored two more in the second half. So we were 5-0 up. Akande had scored all five, and it's like, oh, okay, this isn't bad. A good start against Blackpool at home. We sold out as well, so he says 5-4 I think that's right. Facility, yeah, it was a sellout, 5-4-9-8. So yeah, all in all, not too bad. And then we did play Southend in the Carabao Cup, and that's where our new signing, Toby Adamayo, came in, scored two there as well. So that was a bit of a fitness boost for him. He's still lacking that match sharpness. But we'll see. Also, last year's players on the bench: Sassy, Willis, Broth, Porcelli. I've cancelled the loan; it just wasn't worth it. Eastman is wanted, but it's one of those. And the biggest bit of bad news is Toby O'Mole is still around. He's out for another 3 months, but he must have had something in his contract that gave him an extension, because I'm sure his contract was expiring at the end of last season. But as soon as he's fit, he'll be on his way out. He's unregistered. I'm not interested in him at all. There's still a few loan players sticking around, not trialists. I keep saying loan players. Trialists sticking around. And we do have young Louis Phillips, who is potentially quite decent as our backup striker. But as having seen a Candy's performance up top in that first game, I am torn whether to play him today in that role. So today's game is against Mansfield, and the earlier media prediction was they'll finish 23rd, so one place above us. In the media prediction, they did lose to Tranmere, so it could be a good game. If we look at the preview currently, we have jumped above them. We're 22nd, look. So, all in all, these two teams are due to be down the bottom and probably quite useless. But let's get into the game then. I'll sort out the side and we'll join you back in a moment. Right, so here we are then. Team's picked. I have gone with Candy up top. We'll give him a second chance. He's got 5 goals. He's the league's top goal scorer, so we'll go with that. So Schofield's in goal. Remain with him. Evan Watts will probably be rotating in for a few games here and there. Perhaps we'll start using them as a sub and just do what Brighton have been doing. So Pinheiro is at right back, Muniz left, MacArthur and Lonwick are the centre backs, and Mbaya and Hamelberg are in midfield with Lloyd as the number 10. Willis and Ennis are down the wings with the Candy up top. Adeyemo is on the bench along with youngster Williams. So we'll see. And it's having turned down that loan to Wickham. That was me because they requested another delay. I just gave up. So we've got Porcelli. He came off the bench in the last couple of games. Yeah, so in the League Cup as well. So it's one of those, we could try and push him. He's 19 years old, so we'll see if we can get any breakthrough prospects from him. Let's go that one there. And let's actually make him in his better position. We'll do that. Right, so that's the team selected, and now we'll kick off. So Mansfield were, I'm fairly certain in saying this, were in our league, yeah. That diamond formation. And I don't think we played against them particularly well last season. So we'll see if we get any change out of them today. An early offside goal, so that's a bonus. This has probably been one of the hardest summer windows I've ever had. Simply because, oh yes, Charlie MacArthur getting there. He is big, if I remember rightly. He's about 6'4". So I said it'll be good at set pieces. So that's good to see that coming off, and hopefully you score a lot more of those. Yeah, I've never had a director of football come back with so many foreign players before. And bearing in mind, Spanish, Portuguese, whatever, aren't going to get a work permit at this standard anyway. So they're all going to use ESCs. So to have 12, 15 players, all from Spain, come in on trial, it was just, I've never seen it before. So we were always behind the curve there. So I don't know if it's a freak occurrence, whether it's my director of football or what. So we'll see. In the meantime, we're playing pretty decent football, 1-0 up, and Ethan Ennis. That was a bit of a pinball shot there, wasn't it? We'll see as the replay comes on. So great work down the right by the fullback. Pinheiro lays it off to Hammelberg, the low knee, cuts it into Ennis. Oh, it was deflected off the defender inside of the post and to the back of the net. Thank you very much. Ennis gets the goal. It's not down as a own goal, so thank you very much to whoever decides that. And Charlie MacArthur will be second. Get in there, look. He's already catching a Kande now. I'm going to have to check. I'm sure last season we played Mansfield several times and didn't get anything. Or certainly didn't get much out of them. This is a game at the one call. And if we get another one, it's going to get a bit embarrassing. Taking that, indicating it could be. We'll wait till half time. We're that close. Hopefully, it's not too serious. Quite frankly, we are paper thin. So we will make that Shelley change there. I think that's his best position as well. I think we've done that several times. Ennis is doing alright, Lloyd. I'd like to get Adamayo on. Let's do that for Ennis. Ennis is done alright. Let's get him up top. Make him an inside forward. Get him attacking. And let's kick off the second half. Similar to the first half, they get an early chance. Thankfully this time it goes straight over, so we're all good there. So we're not really controlling the possession as I'd like, but we're controlling the goals. And it's all fairly comfortable. Ben Lloyd with his first. Yes, so this League One stuff, nice and easy. And I said, this summer's transfers, yeah, the best one ever. Mind you, this is a Mansfield team that's predicted to finish 24th, so I guess it was not a great deal between us. But I don't think 4 goals at their place is a great deal. Pinheiro doing his defensive work, and Bayer out to Willis, into Porcelli, who finds Lloyd in as a terrible shot. Lloyd's getting a bit tired. We could bring Giacomi on there. What Giacomi? We'll leave him like that. Nunes is doing right. It's right back, which we haven't really got. As we're doing alright, Dan Sussy can come in for Longwick today. I've normally been bringing him on for MacArthur, but MacArthur's got a couple of goals. A decent rating. We'll see if we can keep that up. And that's 1, 2. Did I make 2 subs? Yes, so I've got another sub. Let's do it. Keeper for keeper. Dan Sussy in on the act as well. We really are turning them over today. That's 10 goals now in the league this season, and the league's leading goal scorer hasn't got on the score sheet. Leicester Nunes to Giacomi. skips around one, shoots over Pim now. Not even interested at all. Well, what can I say? I wasn't expecting this. How different could it have been if he wasn't offside? Well, that was the good first game. Let's have a look at the schedule and see what the second one we should do. So we drew Nottingham Forest in the Carabao Cup. Reading could be a tough one. What's all that Reading? How are they actually getting on? I can't see them. Someone shout at me, tell me where they are. Are they actually? Oh, there they are, 9th. So were they at home? They beat Oxford. Let's do that then. We'll come back for the Reading game. Right, so here we are back for that Reading game. We've made a couple of changes. So we've got Schofield in goal, Pinheiro, Longwick, MacArthur and Moons. They basically pick themselves at the moment. And Bayer is in the middle. This time he's with Murphy, who is now fit again. And Lloyd is in the number 10 role in front of them. Willis and Ennis remain on the wings, and Adeyemo has come in up top. So the two changes, Adeyemo and Murphy. Akande drops to the bench along with Hammelberg. It was a tough call. It was a toss-up between Evan Watts and Ryan Schofield. We've gone with the hot hand at the moment with Schofield, but I'm sure it won't be long now before Evan Watts takes his place. Particularly as Schofield is considering his future and probably isn't going to sign any contract, not that I particularly want him to. So that's the team for today, and let's kick off. So Reading, one of the top sides, certainly the Tony Mowbray's Reading, that is, the Croatian favourites. They've 4 points from their 2 games, so a win and a draw, and so far it's been 1 foul apiece, 1 yellow card apiece. Who was that? And by they cannot indicate that he wants to come off, look like a bit gas slower there. My key player, I can't afford to be losing him for particularly long. What we could do is swap them about, and Hammelberg can come straight in. And his preferred position is as roaming playmaker. Willis has got booked again. Dear oh dear. So I was looking at the squad. The squad is awfully thin at right back, and it's basically Pinheiro and a couple of there's Mbaya, who's a central midfielder, and Longwick, who can play there. So I've had a couple of trial lists in. One of them wants One of them wants 400 odd quid a week. Offered him a contract, and since I've done that, 2 other teams have come in and offered him a contract. So we'll see if anything comes of that. The other one is a left winger. It was another player on trial from before the start of the season. So he is a youngster, looks quite decent. He's probably an upgrade over Willis. So Willis heard me talking about him. So yeah, offered him a contract. He wanted about 400 quid a week as well. So that's essentially 2 players coming in for about 800 quid, which would be very nice. The director of football has got in. Go on! Yes, Ethan Ennis. He's on form 2 in 2. The director of football brought in has offered to bring in a loanee from West Brom, I think it was. It's something like that. And we've seen the goal. It's going to cost about £5,000 a month, so 900 in wages and about similar in appearance fee or transfer or loan fee. That's the word I was looking for. Rafael Willis. He really isn't playing too well today, so we have a Candy who can come in there. Let's play him as a winger. Let's see if we get anything. Oh, let's try and click the button to start the second half. So, yeah, that's the main movement at the moment. Offered a few players some trials as well. It's just bring players in, see what they look like. If they're going to be cheap enough, then I might be able to do it. And it also gives us... we have had so many knocks so early in the season. Right. You can go as a central attacker. Let's change him to that. Oh, we don't want two playmakers. Oh, that's probably why we're doing so badly. So we have got 3 subs. 2 to go with 1 stoppage left. Let's give them a quick fire up. See if we get anything. Yeah, so if a player or 2 go out, so like Willis is 2,100 weekly wage if he goes, or Dan Sassy, for instance, if he were to make his way out of the club, then in instances like that, it would free up some cash, and we could then essentially invest in some of these younger players. And that's basically what I'm looking at. The trialists that are bringing in our younger players. I hope this is just the substitution highlight. Although, with a ball like that, yeah. It's the longest ever substitution highlight. Can Ennis do it again? Turn on the style. All that for that. Marvellous. Why? What's the crowd? Oh, it's another capacity crowd. So 2 for 2. A point, 7 points to start the season. We'd have taken that, certainly. Sitting proudly at the top. Long way to drop down, but Mansfield. I don't know why we showed that game, but there we go. Yeah, so QPR coming up soon, so I think we'll pop back for that one. And then I think we might double it up with, there's another enticing game, but it might have been Charlton, so it might be that's the double up for the next episode. So there we have it. It's been a decent, promising start to this League One season. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you again soon. Long.